If you're someone who hates small talk, try this. Imagine that no matter what small talk question they're asking, what they are really asking is, are we compatible? Essentially, they're asking, who are you? Are we going to vibe? And what should we talk about? Right? So whether they're asking, how's it going? Or, wow, it's sure been hot lately, huh? Or, have you been here before? Or, what do you do? Right? Any of these questions, what they really mean is just, do we want to have a conversation together? Are we compatible for being friends or connections or even sharing this moment together? Right? That's what we all really want at the end of the day, right? If you're standing there, waiting in line for coffee and someone turns to you and says, wow, it sure is busy here today. Some people might care about discussing why it's busy, right? Getting to the bottom of that. But most of us are just lonely. There's a loneliness epidemic in the world today. Most of us are just craving connection. And so someone who chooses, instead of sitting there on their phone, they choose to turn to the person next to them and say, wow, it sure is crowded here today. What they're really doing is a bid for connection. They don't actually care how crowded it is. What they care about is, I want human connection right now. Are you available for that? Do you want to engage in that with me? Right? And so it's a dance. It's the opening move of a dance. If you are going to a dance event where you don't know anyone, you don't just grab someone and jump straight into a super elaborate dance together. Right? First you extend a hand and say, hey, would you like to dance with me? And then you might ask, well, what kind of style of dance do we want to do together? Do we want a tango? Do we want a salsa? Right? So you're gathering information before you go into the dance. And so it's the same here. Before jumping into the deep talk, so what's the meaning of life? Right? What are your biggest goals and fears? That's jumping straight into the elaborate dance. Right? First, you have to extend a hand and check if they want to dance. And it's kind of like fishing, where you send out your lure and you see, does the fish bite? If not, you switch out your lure or you move somewhere else and try fishing there. So you can see every question that is being asked as an opportunity to give information about what kind of person you are and what kind of conversation and connection that you want. If they ask how's it going? And you say, fine. Or you say, there have been a lot of ups and downs in my life, lately, but today feels really exciting, actually. I feel really hopeful today. Cool. Those two things give very different information. Or if you ask a simple question like, what do you like to do? And they say, I like TV. Or they say, I love reading about quantum physics. Cool. That gives you very, different information about what kind of person they are and what topic you might want to explore. And same thing, if they ask you, what do you like to do? That's your opportunity to choose where this conversation goes. So a really helpful thing here is to just not answer the questions literally. If they say, what do you do? If they say, how are you? Just translate it in your head as they're asking, who are you? What is interesting about you? What do you want to talk about? So you don't have to answer the exact literal question they asked. You can answer the question that you want to answer to essentially make it fun or make it interesting, to take the conversation in a silly direction or a serious direction or a deep direction or a shallow direction. No matter what they're asking, you get to choose. Where do I want to take this? All right. I hope that helps, and I challenge you to practice next time small talk is available, to see it as a cultural technology for checking alignment. It's not just something that stupid people do because they don't like deep talk. Right? It is an actual opening move to a dance. So I'd love to hear how this goes in the comments, and I wish you a nourishing day.